Hello and welcome everyone. A very happy new year and thank you so much for clicking on this video. My mom always used to say that how you spend the first day of the year is how the rest of your year will go. So be very careful. I sincerely hope you all had a great one. I spent mine in a sweet little hill town of Karnataka called Chikmagalur, the land where the long term love affair between India and coffee began. 2024 was a very year for me, so I definitely wanted to start off the new year on a good note. And here's how I did it. So, this story starts on December 30th at 5 am. We were ready to go to Chikmagalur, which is about 4 to 5 hours from Bangalore. Stopped on the way at this really amazing place that popped out of nowhere for breakfast, and it was open at 6 am. And it had the most incredible view, and the food, oh my god, it was one of the best dosa and one of the best filter coffee I've ever had in my life. And the bathroom was like unexpectedly a little fancy. So, how was everybody's 2024? Mine was interesting, but in all honesty, hard. I moved to Goa, and even though it was lovely, I had to face certain challenges that I hadn't predicted at all. On top of that, I was lonely and isolated. So I decided I would seek out my sister and drive to a place I missed all year: the mountains. Chikmagalur literally means younger daughter's town. The fact that I was here with my elder sister, it was all quite synchronistic. We booked this place nestled somewhere on a hill and surrounded by coffee plantations. It was so aesthetically made and well maintained. Chikmagalur, as you may or may not know, is the birthplace of coffee in India. I saw raw coffee plants for the first time in my life. So, as I was saying, I had a hard year, and mountains are always my fail-safe option, my ultimate cure when nothing else works. I love the beach, I do, and the sea's infinite movement always inspires me. But for me, the mountains have this grandeur, this majestic stillness that swallows me whole. I find myself in a place where time itself stands still and my thoughts have dissipated. My mind is otherwise so loud. That's why I really appreciate the deep silence in the hills. I'm able to integrate life so much faster. My processing speed increases. And then I can easily channel my reflections through writing, but also simply being. Working on my mind stillness is one goal that I have for 2025. So, after a session of contemplation which just scratched the surface of the past year, we headed out for our first adventure. The main town of Chikmagalur was bustling with life, color, trade, and so many coffee shops. we stumbled upon this very popular one called 1952, and it genuinely looked like a true fan's work, like how you would see for movies or celebrities. They had a station where we could smell the coffee bean from its initial stage to the final, and obviously the final one was the best with the very well known and coveted coffee smell. As per the legends, it was in the late 1600s that Chikmagalur saw the first bloom of the coffee crop. A saint named Baba Budan brought with him 7 seeds of coffee from Mecca and spread them in a hill where he resided. The hill was later named Baba Budangiri, and it gradually became the center from which the practice of coffee cultivating spread across the town and soon after the country. After immersing ourselves in the very well scented world of coffee, we saw an ATV bike ride stall on the side of a road. And mostly all roads here run parallel to dense forests on either side, so we would essentially be driving in the forest. One thing I want to bring with myself to the new year with me is to continue to challenge myself and try new things. Because even though it can be scary and hard at first, by the way, I was trying to show you the route with one hand, but obviously I couldn't. So it can be scary and hard at first, but the payoff is so much higher than when you just stay in your comfort zone. It's so much more fulfilling, and what's even better is when you're not facing them alone, but with a trusted companion. After a fruitful evening outside, we settled in for our first night there and continued our conversations, sharing nuggets of experiences from the year gone by. The property was serene in the day, but at night it was shiny and shimmery, and the decorations really stood out. We made our way to dinner, and the staff told us that they would be having a bonfire on both the nights 30th and 31st that we were staying there. So that was really exciting. After a difficult year, it felt so rewarding to be there, just getting all my senses pampered by the elements and the lights and the people around me. It's morning, it's 31st Jan, and it's the last day of this terrible year. So there's a lot to celebrate. Needless to say, I want to continue looking after myself, which is something that I let go of this year but want to get better at. By the way, I am wearing the same t-shirt from yesterday only because we are going to jump in the waterfall and I don't want to waste fresh clothes. I'm going to join the rest of the party for breakfast. Once again, we were on the road, ready for day 2 activities. Visiting the Hebe waterfalls and the neighboring Z point, that is a mini hike to the top of a hill. We reached the entrance, after which we had to hire a jeep because the rest of the way was entirely off-road. It was bumpy and crowded because there were 12 of us in one, but the way was so beautiful. Nature, in my opinion, is the best companion for reflection, peace, and even setting goals. The hills are old and wise, and in the silence, I always find my answers. I realized 2024 was hard for many reasons, but one of the biggest one was that I got greedy. I got greedy for life. I have been blessed with so much. I was living in Goa for God's sake, something I dreamed of. I was surrounded by natural beauty and I got to see so many pretty sights. But the problem was, as soon as I would get home, I was already chasing the next pretty sight. I just constantly lived in the future, anxious about my life, my career, the world in general, and it's just never ending. I was almost never satisfied with the present. Doom scrolling, wanting what others have, not tending to my own grass. That, according to me, was the biggest cause of my downfall. Looking in the mirror, facing yourself is hard, but it's the only way through.
Judging
There is a quote by Ramdas that goes, "You can't do anything for me but work on yourself, and I can't do anything for you but work on myself." I had to keep going. And you know what kept me going? My purpose. The whole reason I moved to Goa, to make my dreams come true, to make something of my life, to make art, and to look after the people I love, and eventually maybe even strangers. I have always believed in magic. Most kids do, but this belief for me carried over to my adulthood. Children can be naive, but as an adult, I found magic in the world around me. In nature, in smiles, in trees, and in love. And what I want to do is share that with people. Through words, through hugs, laughs, but very importantly for this year, through these videos. I know I have a long way to go to reach anywhere close to where I want to be in terms of the quality.
guys, this view is a little unbelievable right now, and it is the last day of the year.
As an adult, it's so scary to try new things because you have less of everything: time, money.
Almost there.
I don't even know if my videos are good at all. But what matters is that I keep making them. Because the only way that I know I'll fail for sure is if I stop. I want to focus on the beauty around me, which is ever present in every moment, and I want to showcase that, whether the obvious kind through epic hikes or the subtler kind through mundane moments that sometimes we all, including me, can take for granted. This year, I'm burning away fear and doubt, being kinder, and hopefully adopting a cat because I really want to do that, and making more and more time for people I love. I don't want to be isolated anymore. I want to dance whenever I feel like it, in hopes that someone else will feel like it too. And not for me, but for them. The resort staff had gathered all the guests 5 minutes before midnight to celebrate the new year. They set up fireworks, which I'm usually not a big fan of and would not encourage their use, especially in a forest, but in that moment I couldn't help but feel a sense of victory. Celebrating the fact that I made it. The worst is over and the best is yet to come.
Three words for 2024. Hectic. What about you? I would feel like eventful. Second, I would say knowledgeable. Like I learned a lot this year. What about you? I did learn a lot this year, but it was all like hard. I don't know how I would put it. Third word. Self-learning maybe. I learned a lot about myself. कितना फोटोजेनिक है ये प्रॉपर्टी.
It's January 2025. I plan to take on life's hardships by the horns. And isn't everything easier with a partner in crime? Finally, what celebration is complete without a cake? Apparently, the resort staff thought so too and distributed one to every room. At this point, I was like, are you kidding me, universe? So much gratitude. I don't want to be greedy. I just want to be hungry and reach the point of satiation right before I go to sleep every day. So much for watching, guys. A very happy new year once again, and I'll see you guys in a video soon.